G'day, welcome back to Carter's Hairstyling. Today I'm going to show you how you can give yourself a perm at home using a cordless drill and a blowtorch. Very exciting day today. We're going to get a little more serious about applying this 1949 Cadillac grill to the front of our 1953 Chevy truck. Here's the inside of the grill. Here is how it originally mounted to the Cadillac. So we're going to start here and work backwards from there. I guess before I get too carried away with our mounting apparatus here, there are a lot of unnecessary appendages on the end of this that we have to deal with. None of this serves any useful purpose anymore, so it's time to get out the grinders and upset the purists on the internet. So this edge piece here in my hand, this originally flares up here, but what I need to do is to take this flare out of it and make it so it just comes straight down like this, so that it'll match up with the ends of the fender there, or at least that's what we're going to try to do anyways. I think we all knew it was only going to be a matter of time before the old round rod came out on this project. I'm going to start creating the top, or I guess the bottom of the hood and the bottom of the fender here where it meets the grill. And so what I'm doing is I just have some nuts here that I'm going to use as shims to set my gap here, because I don't want to set the gap right tight to this, because then when I close the hood it's going to rub on here. So I need a fair amount of room between here and here, not just for closing the hood but also for paint and primer and everything that's going to be going on here before it's finished. So a couple episodes back, somebody asked me why I have a board taped to the top of my English wheel here, and it's not actually tape. What this is a piece of a rubber inner tube off like a tire, and the board is just holding it up out of the way. Now, the purpose of this inner tube here is I'm going to put it over top of this upper wheel here, and what that's going to allow me to do is it'll allow me to put shape into the metal without actually stretching it. So this extra cushion prevents the metal on metal that you'd normally have on an English wheel, which is what is going to give you your stretch. But I don't want to stretch. I just want to put a bend in the metal. So that's why, that's an explanation of why this is the way that it is. If I didn't have the board here holding this up, then I'd have to take this upper wheel off every time I wanted to do this. So this just saves me a little bit of time from having to unbolt everything, and also this would probably get lost. So this way it's exactly where it needs to be, and that is the reason for that. So the reason for this is, and what I'm trying to achieve here is I'm trying to make a reverse curve. So a reverse curve is like what we have here, where it's, you can see it's concave, or like around the wheel well. This is pretty common on modern cars, is they have that reverse curve that flares into the wheel well. And what happens is if I go metal on metal here, it's going to stretch. And so I'll still put that reverse curve in, but then over the span of the panel is it, because I'm, by stretching it, you know, there's more material there in the center. So the shape of it's going to want to bow one way or the other, never the way you want it to, because again, there's more material now there. But if I just have the rubber band here and all I'm doing is bending the metal, then it's not going to change the shape, the final shape, you know, where I don't want it. And the problem is if we do that again and I try to correct that, then because there's, you know, suddenly more material there because it's stretched, if I try to twist it and bend it back into shape, then it's going to end up kinking it, and it's going to take that reverse curve out of it, so there'll be like a weird spot. So the other thing I'm doing to kind of help it along is I'm using the kick stretcher a little bit along the edges. So by stretching the edges, I can help pull more of a reverse crown into it and manipulate the overall shape without again causing that bowed effect as if I was just stretching it in the center. So that's a couple different ways of achieving a reverse curve on a panel. That's what I do anyways. How's that? All right, well, we got them pieces tack welded on there, and I wasn't too happy with the front edge, so I had to resort to the old Vile-Kyle round rod again, and just boogered that on the front there to bring it out a little bit more, so that the leading edge of the grill is kind of, I don't know, recessed slightly in that area. I still got to weld the edges, and then along here, where it's just lapped right now, what's going to happen is that'll eventually get cut through the bottom layer and then butt welded in place, and then I'll remove the remains of the old front fender section. The reason I can't do that, I can't butt weld this in permanently right now, is one, I still want to get the hood in place before I totally finalize everything, and for two, is I can't get to the back side to remove all that nonsense right now because the inner fender is in the way, and I can't remove the inner fender right now because I can't remove it because everything's like mocked up together and tack welded together right now, so I'd have to like rip the entire truck back apart, and I want to get more of the fabrication done before I do that, so it can just stay the way it is for now. This is some pretty severe butchery we're doing here, but I guess sometimes, you know, the project, it kind of starts to falter when it takes itself too seriously, so we got to get out the old round rod and MIG welder and just butcher some stuff in just to keep and now the motivation's back up again to continue working on it. So yeah, that's the plan there, is that'll get butt welded in, and then I'm just gonna literally schmoo over the whole thing with a bunch of lead to kind of refine and sculpture it in some more. Originally, I was gonna just kind of mock this whole thing up with foam, kind of like how we did on the sides here, and so I could get the shape figured out. But I decided to just kind of dive into it blindly and just hack it together, because the look I'm going for is I want that kind of late 40s, early 50s custom look where everything's like, looks like melted butter, where it's all kind of like molded and leaded together. So I figured what better way to achieve that look than to just do it the way they would have done it 80 years ago, with a round rod and just bashing sheet metal over it and then leading the hell out of it. The only difference is we have MIG welders and TIG welders now instead of gas torches, but I guess the principle is the same. It's crude, but hey, whatever. It's fun and keeps us moving forwards, and I bet you by the time this is further along, I'll have forgotten all about the horrible butchery here. So I'm going to start working on the front edge of the hood now and start seeing where we get with that. I'm going to not use the round rod on that because that was a whole pile of welding and grinding and nonsense, and it's definitely not faster to do it this way, but it feels faster because you're always working, but it's not actually faster, but whatever. It's too late now to go back. Seeing as how I'm already kind of in the mindset of mindlessly boogering stuff together, I drug in the remains of the old Pontiac hood again, just letting it defrost there, and see if there's any chance at all that we can recycle some of this for the hood. First impressions there, not overly promising. I mean, it could almost fool you into thinking it could do something, but there's a lot of different shapes going on here. But I mean, we're here, so don't really have anything to lose other than time. It's like almost, but not really. It's just, I don't know. I also have these pieces. These are off the Advanced Design 53 hood, for their spare front section. And You know, again, same thing. It's like, it's almost there, but just not quite. This corner is a little smashed up, as it should be. So just going to rough out some of this damage here real quick. Well, that's a bit too harsh. I think there's just not enough there to work with. But the benefit here is it is allowing me to see the hallucination that I have going on in my head start to take shape. I mean, I don't think anybody else is going to be able to see what I see, but in my head, I can start to see the thing coming together and looking the way that I want. So maybe I can use these pieces just to build a buck that so this isn't a total waste of time. That's actually not a bad idea. I was going to use like foam and stuff like I did for the fadeaways, but seeing as how the shapes are kind of already here and the foam and whatever, it's messy and it takes a long time. You know, we've already... Anyways, we're actually going to leave this on a cliffhanger because next time I'll be probably working on the hood and seeing where we get with that. But I just wanted to kind of puzzle it together a little bit just to get a visual, I guess, for myself. We're still very much in the mock-up stage, but we do have some more work to do to this grill. I need to hammer more of a radius in this piece so it has more of a curve like this. I just hammered it back so that the kick-up was out of it, but it needs some curve put into it so it's more rounded. And the other thing that's happening is we're not just going to cap this off here. I do have a plan for that, but right now I don't have the materials to make it happen. For all the people who like to provide their input on how they do this, that, or the other thing better, or it needs a little of this or a little of that or whatever, make sure you hold on to those opinions and you wait until this truck is fully painted and I'm just finishing up the final assembly on it, and then you can tell me how you do it better and how you would make it. I find that's a lot more helpful when you wait until it's all completely done rather than tell me now. So just throwing that out there. Well, thanks for watching, everyone, and I just wanted to give a big thank you to everyone who's been supporting the channel on Patreon or on our channel membership, or who's been sending in super thanks or donations through PayPal, or to all the people who have bought my merchandise from my website there. It's those folks that have been helping out that are who make this kind of project possible. This is a gargantuan project, and unfortunately, most of the work we're doing isn't really appealing to a large audience. So it means a lot to me that there's a few folks willing to kind of chip in and help keep things moving along. I'm hoping to release a new t-shirt design soon. Still waiting on my t-shirt samples to arrive that I ordered 2 months ago. They're still stuck somewhere in the abyss. So when those arrive and the t-shirts are ready to go on sale, I'll let you all know. But it looks like we're right at the 30-minute mark now, so that means it's time to share my daily exercises with you all. So today the goal is to do 15 jumping jacks. So here we go. Okay,